Let's fucking go. You are listening to the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa. Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand.
And welcome. It is Monday morning, and this is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy, and the other fucking guys joining me here today, making it all happen for you. And we appreciate you coming along, is Leo. Leo, good morning. Hope you had a great weekend, man.
It was actually a little more eventful than the usual.
Oh,
so
yeah?
it was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. Got a bunch of cleaning done too, so it's been pretty good.
Excellent. And Mikey G, good morning, my friend.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Really. I didn't know what we were going to do for the weekend, really. We didn't have any set plans, but I'm pretty spontaneous.
Yeah.
Pretty spontaneous guy.
There's always something to do around here.
Always something to do. And we decided to take in a night game on Saturday.
Yeah, how'd that end up going?
Yeah, we went to Peoria, which is a little bit of a drive for us, a little bit further. Usually you're talking about 45, 50 minutes. This was about an hour and 15, but we don't really think about that. We don't really care. And it was the Mariners, the Mariners training camp, which they share with the Padres.
All right.
And that's the first time at that stadium. Very nice stadium. Maybe the best I've been to so far.
Does it look like it's a newer one compared to older?
I don't know about that. It's just
better taken care of.
Staffing was fantastic.
Yeah.
The people, they couldn't have been more nice, more polite. And I have something to say about that too. It's ridiculous. But yeah, the staffing was phenomenal. The people were super nice, and the food was better. Now, one of the reasons the food was better is, I think, maybe, because this time, a lot of times, we sit closer to the field.
Yeah.
And usually have some, decent seats. Well, these were decent seats too, but they don't have very many of these. They have two small sections on each side of the home plate up at the 300 level. And that level, that's where you have basically your premium seating up there, where it's club.
Yeah,
it's the
club
club
seating.
level, club seating. And that's our first time doing that for training camp. And it was great, man. I'm just telling you. We got flatbread pizza. Instead of the crappy pizza that you normally get at a game, we got the flatbread pizza.
I love flatbread pizza.
It was pretty good. And in the sixth inning, they passed out cookies.
Like for free to everybody?
Everybody in the club section, they walked around and passed a tray. We got, free chocolate chip cookie.
So I wonder.
And popcorn.
For free?
For free.
What the fuck?
You could have iced tea, lemonade, or water that you didn't have to pay for. That was part of the seating.
God. They would have went bankrupt on that lemonade with me.
Yeah.
I fucking love lemonade.
For
free? Especially when it's hot.
It was nice. We had our seats were shaded. They moved the game to 6:10.
Okay.
Which is another reason we went, because just to go to a night game, and it was nice. It was still in the 90s when we got there, and you didn't have to pay for parking. Some of the places you pay for parking, some of them you don't. So even though we paid more for our ticket, we really didn't, but we sat in better seats and got taken care of better because of the other things that we normally would pay for that we didn't have to pay for when you add in the parking and the,
sometimes it's well worth that decision.
It really was. I was really impressed. But the older people, a lot of older people that work these games, they're volunteers, man.
Oh, wow.
Are you fucking kidding me? These big ass ball clubs, with all the money that they make, you got these old people volunteering. You can't pay these old people some minimum wage.
Yeah,
in Arizona. I don't know. I thought that was kind of shitty, man.
No,
They don't get
it
like
is
free
shitty.
tickets or anything like that.
What's that?
They don't get like tickets
Well,
to
they
the
get
games
to
or
be
whatever.
at the game because they're, working, but they're helping people to their seats or, giving them information, telling us about the free cookies. I don't know.
I will say though, because or at least working at the bank, like seeing a lot of these like retired people, a lot of them just do it just because.
Yeah, for the love of it,
Yeah,
just
for
to
the
get
love
out.
of the game.
But I still think that's taking advantage
Yeah,
of
you
them.
should definitely pay
You're
them minimum
taking
wage.
advantage of them. In my opinion, you're taking advantage.
I mean,
of
they're
them.
working what, like 6 hours out of the day, like
5 or 6
5 or
at
6.
least.
Minimum wage at 5 or 6 hours. That's nothing to these ball clubs.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
Especially when they're paying millions of dollars to athletes. Like,
Profit margins.
well, they're pretty damn good if you're not paying fucking staff.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, they sign up for it. I get it, but I'm with you. Like, pay them something, like a little bit.
And
of
so
something.
now the whole thing, and I just saw something on that too, and maybe we'll get into that too, because when we did have to pay for diet drinks.
Yeah.
And the second time we were up there, it was probably between the 5th and 6th inning, probably.
Okay.
And getting a second drink. And we could have done it in seat. We did order in seat at the food and stuff, but originally we walked up and got our drink. And whether you do that now and they turn that computer around, they're usually asking for a tip.
Yeah.
And I at least do the 10 or 15% tip on that, Do I really like that on that? No.
But in this scenario.
Now when somebody's bringing your food to you, even though it's not like a restaurant where they're going to keep checking on you,
Yeah.
I do think they deserve a
There's
tip.
effort, yeah.
Yeah, I do think that. And the one woman who was wait staff was standing there, and she was just, I don't know, laughing. She said, I finally got my first tip. In the 6th inning?
Jesus.
You fucking cheap bastards
Yeah.
up here. You're sitting in club, and she just brought you, and you're not tipping?
I can't not tip. It's so hard.
So we ended up, like, our drinks, because their computer was all fucked up, we ended up going back to our seat and ordering it.
Yeah.
And we tipped, of course. I can't imagine, especially when somebody's bringing it to you like that, that you're not tipping. But I just, this morning, as I just logged on here, there's a story about tipping on Fox.
Interesting.
Yeah. As more restaurants experiment with eliminating tips, the idea of a no-tip dining model is gaining traction, but not without resistance from some industry professionals who fear it could drag down service. The shift is a response to growing frustration among diners. Hidden fees, service charges, inflated gratuities have left many customers feeling blindsided when the check arrives. Now, that's just broke people. For some operators, a no-tip system offers a clearer alternative. There are 2 categories of reasons, one for the guest experience and one for the staff. This guy's restaurant, Joseph Magadow, which opened last year, has adopted a no-tip model. Diners have broadly lost patience with mandatory fees and surcharges being added to their bill at the end of a meal. Instead, he said the restaurant builds labor costs directly into the menu prices, creating what he describes a more transparent experience. I don't know. You're telling me how much are you really going to pay them? You're going to pay them $50 an hour?
Yeah, I don't.
Because if you're any good, even if you're at a fucking breakfast place, you got to be able to make more than $50 an hour.
Yeah.
Easy, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
If it's a busy place and you're actually good at what you're doing, waiters and waitresses can leave a fucking 4 or 5 hour shift with almost $1,000 in pocket. I've seen it happen. So
and even a smaller place that's not as high priced, you're still talking.
Yeah, like
300, 400, right?
I've seen small and big. I've worked at small and big restaurants. Waiters always do well because I feel like the common person understands that if you're doing a decent job, serving you, you deserve that tip. That's how I feel like. I feel like it shouldn't be it shouldn't be expected. It should be something that you've earned because of good service. And I'm not saying like, oh, you jump through hoops, but just good service. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah.
I don't like it when I just do something like I go up to order something and they just they literally hit one button and then they turn around the screen and then they
I don't like those.
And I'm like, I just hit no because I'm like, this is sorry, but this wasn't good service.
Or like I as somebody who likes to tip like I do, I also don't like tipping somebody at Subway.
Yeah.
You know, you were just making the sandwiches before, you know what I mean? And
there's a little bit
I don't
more
know,
that goes into it, yeah.
You never used to tip at McDonald's, you know, and they all had to cook back there and put it in the bag, but
yeah.
I don't know. That wasn't
you.
a thing, and that's kind of I think what rubs people the wrong way.
We should
is that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the consumer shouldn't have to feel like they're paying the worker's salary. It should feel like, you know, a bonus for doing your job really well. Like that's how I view tips. Over time, like I agree that's become expected, and some people feel blindsided by it. But at the end of the day, how much more is it going to tack onto your bill? Like, what are these fees actually looking like?
You have to really suck for me to not tip you.
Yeah,
like really, really suck. And then most of the time, if there's issues, it wasn't usually an issue with the server. It was an issue with the kitchen. And if it's an issue with the kitchen, and especially if they discount my bill at all, I pass that on to the server.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't their fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't blame them.
Yeah.
But I'm probably a pretty basic. I probably never tip less than 15%, and I rarely tip 15%. You would have to be almost not very good.
Yeah.
For me not to tip it at all. That just doesn't happen. So I'm at least going to tip 15 to 20%. In the 15, that's usually at like a place like I was at the ball game where it's going to be like that because you're just coming the one time. You're not checking. You're not refilling a glass. You're not doing that. But I will give you something for, you know, that I didn't have to get my ass up and walk over there. I will do that.
With that service there, was it expected of them to come to your seat, or are they just doing? Okay, I didn't know if she was just doing it because she was good at her job.
No. That was the cool thing about it. It was in seat service for food.
That's what I mean.
There was a QR code on the seat in front of you that was your code to order.
Yeah.
On the app, and it worked very well. And they were fairly quick.
Okay.
It's not like we ordered and then it was like, man, are they ever going to get here? It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
They were quick because, there wasn't that many people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a limited number. And the stadium was packed. The outfield seating on the grass was packed. I mean, and it was a good game. The Cubs won 7-1, 7-2.
Did any of the opening day players, did they get any reps in there? Because I know some of them are coming back.
Yeah, they're starting to. You had a few in here, there, and there, and then we did notice one other thing that was kind of interesting, is so they put the picture of the players up on, the screen and everything.
Yeah,
there's some players that didn't have a picture up, and I'm thinking, he's getting sent down to the minors.
If we're not even
don't even have a picture, an easy basic
it's like
picture.
5 minutes to take a picture. If that.
Yeah, he's like,
We'll see. We'll see.
You're going to AA.
We'll see how you do. We'll go from there. Hey, what better motivation? Hey, just like that visual motivation. Like, hey, if I want my picture on that fucking board, I better work my ass off.
Only one home run. There was actually some base stealing, and we've actually seen a little bit of that lately. There was some good base running where they made them make throws and they didn't make the throws, because that was always the thing to me, even at younger ages, especially. I would have been the worst. I would have been the most hated baseball coach on the planet if I had ever coached Little League. Because I would have had my guys run nonstop.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you make the throw. Yeah. You're a little kid. You're 10, 11 years old. You're not making the throw. Either you're going to have a bad throw or that guy's going to miss the ball and we're going to score.
Yeah.
And every time, and I'm going to run the score up on you. That's what I would have done.
Run rule, 10-0. That was our run rule.
Yeah, I think ours was 12 or I don't know what it was. Something like that. But yeah, that's what I would have done. But sometimes I think even though these are professionals, you need to do that sometimes. Like this one dude, there was a pop fly, and he had, it was out of bounds. It wasn't in play, but he had all kinds of time to get under the ball. All kinds. And then he tries to show off like he's in banana ball or something. The banana ball now?
Yeah.
And does this little side flip.
Basket catch.
On the side of his hip. And he drops the ball.
What a fucking idiot. Dude,
the basics still apply.
Is that the guy with no picture?
Probably. I didn't check that. But it's like, come on, man. You can't.
Yeah, the basics, like if you abandon the basics, everything else is going to go as well, because the basics are your foundation. And if your foundation is weak, then there's going to be faults in your cracks elsewhere.
And the one center fielder sucked too. Because he didn't call off the other players around him from either right field or coming in second. It's like you have the best opportunity at the ball. And a dude running backwards at a decent speed is not quite the same as running forwards.
Yeah.
And just misses like that. And even when they did get it, it was shaky. It's like, I was like, am I wrong? But is it the center fielder usually like the fucking captain of the outfield?
He is the captain of the outfield, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, call him off. Make the fucking play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was whoever was playing center field for the Cubs. That was
probably some spring trainer. I doubt it's.
But
PCA.
What do I know? Criticizing a professional ball player. What do I know?
I've only watched him my whole life.
Yeah. So, but it was a good game. It was enjoyable, and like I said, the seats were fantastic, and yeah, and I'm much smarter now at using Chat GPT before I go on the websites to find the tickets.
Yeah,
because it'll search all those sites for me.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me which site the best deal is on for the experience that I want, because it knows me now and what experience I'm looking for.
Yeah.
The Outlaw Apostle bottom of 1% experience. It tells me that too, and it'll take me here. This'll fit your vibe, Outlaw.
I hate. That's the thing.
Funny.
I fucking hate when it tries to relate to me. I feel like it's okay. I just can't. I'm not nice to it, and I hate when it tries to relate to me. Just it's like a work relationship with me.
Yeah,
some people are okay with with it. It just freaks me the fuck out when it's like saying, oh, like it'll use words like feel, and I'm like, no, you don't feel. You know what the definition of feel is, and it was right in this context, but you don't feel. So
I get it, but if it wants to stroke me a little bit, I'm not going to say no.
Hey, I understand 100%.
So that was good. More sports. How about let's pull up some of that basketball? Oh my God, this is the number one thing I have to say about March Madness is I have watched a handful of games throughout the season. I watched a couple games of Michigan, game of Purdue. I'm personally a North Carolina fan, so especially when North Carolina plays Duke in the regular season, I'll catch that. But I do pay attention to March Madness.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
This March Madness has been absolutely phenomenal with these teams. And just the thing that I appreciate the most, I think, is the defense.
Mm-hmm.
This is how, to me, the basketball should be played. You can have, like, what game was last night? Let me see.
Last night?
Yeah, last night.
There was St. John's in Kansas. That ended in
Oh, yes, that's a great one. So St. John's in Kansas, they're in the second half and barely into 40 points a piece. Mm-hmm. Low-scoring game. But if that wasn't an exciting game, if you didn't enjoy that, then you just don't like basketball.
Yeah.
So the idea that the only type of experience that fans can enjoy is high-scoring games is just bullshit.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
It's the hustle, the heart, the diving for the balls, every possession meaning something.
Yep.
And that was it. And I think the NBA should take note a little bit. This is the product that we want to see.
Yeah.
This is the product we miss.
Yeah.
And they're capable of it. You're just not doing it because you feel like you don't have to. You know, what person making, $100 million over 3 years feels like they really got to go out of their way?
Yeah. At that point,
I'm too good to dive for balls,
pretty
basically,
much,
right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
I mean, that's pretty much how some of them feel. I mean, even if they don't have to verbally say it, your actions speak louder than your words. You know, the ones that you can see, the ones that play hard no matter what. I'll bring up the hometown kid himself, Dylan Brooks.
Yes.
I mean, he both ends of the court, 24/7, nonstop. He's not only is he playing a game on the court, he's playing the mental game with the opponent as well. Whoever he's guarding, the bench, the whole fucking team. And this guy, I mean, he's not making, supermax, but he's making 80. He got 80 million on his last deal. He's going to make a lot of money on his next deal coming up when this one expires, because he just showed that on a team that wasn't supposed to be shit, he pretty much helped change that whole culture around.
Yeah. There was another one too, where the player was, I don't see it. It might be more at the top on the left-hand side there of my left-hand side.
Because we had Duke and TCU, but they kind of handled TCU.
There was a game where the one player was the offensive player, the player of the year in that conference, and also the defensive player of the year.
Oh,
I don't know. I was trying to remember who that was. I just that's just phenomenal.
Arkansas had Darius Acuff Jr. He's the SEC player of the year.
Dude, last night, I don't know, after seeing that game, if any team would have played Alabama last night, including maybe Michigan, they would have lost.
Yeah.
Alabama was so the fuck on.
Yeah.
And that's after losing their guard, who's not playing because he got picked up Monday on marijuana charges.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, dude, you can't wait to smoke some weed until after the fucking March Madness is over. Seriously?
Yeah.
But I know how drugs and alcohol, I know how it fucks up your life. It just does.
And
that just shows you how even marijuana can just fuck up your life.
Yeah.
You just really fucked yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, obviously it's much more accepted now, but there's still standards.
There's still certain circumstances when you ought to
just chill out for a second.
And if you can't chill out, that means you have a problem.
Yeah.
That's what it means. It means you have a problem.
Oh, dude, I had a friend of mine who he played football. He was arguably the best player every single year. He was on the team. Mm-hmm. He was a linebacker. And he played a little bit of running back, but he mostly played linebacker and safety. He's kind of like a hybrid type. And he ended up setting like tons of records. Most notably was the tackles record, which held for a lot of time at my school. But the dude would get absolutely ripped before every game, like in the car, just smoking blunt after blunt. And he did all this while he was high. I mean, he broke all these records while he was high, but where it hindered him the most was academics. And the only reason why he didn't end up playing at the next level was because of that. Is he just didn't care enough about the academics aspect of it. And I've never talked to him about it.
That has to be really bad because they make a lot of leeway for that, right?
Yes. And there's a lot more to it, but it just makes me wonder, like, if he wasn't getting absolutely blitzed before every fucking game, how much different would it have been, like, academically for him?
Yeah.
Even just a little bit, just enough. You get a 2.0. That's all,
it, man.
That's all you need.
It's pretty.
Like, getting a 2.0 is just like showing up, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you're not even being taken by a junior college, and that's an option, and they usually take those kind of people.
Yep. He could have easily played. He could have played at some smaller D1 schools, but D2 he would have had the pick of his litter.
Yeah,
does not matter. But such is life, I guess.
Yeah, this I don't think it was Isaiah Nelson because it says South Florida, and it wasn't South Florida that I was watching, but that's all right. It was a good try though.
But there's been a lot. Like, I almost want. So this is a gamer's dream. Is March Madness not only March Madness, but this type of March Madness with all the upsets and like all the close games, because you can get good live odds on a low seed team, and if on the spread or even the money line if they end up winning, I put it on a parlay and it was so close to fucking hitting. It was like I got a $10 bonus bet. And then they only let me put $10 on a game, and I won the 10. So I had $10 to put on another game, and I parlayed it on Arkansas and High Point. And then it was Nebraska and I believe Vanderbilt. Yeah,
I was so rooting for High Point to win again.
Yeah, we all were. And the thing is, Nebraska. So I bet it live, and it was really close both games. And Nebraska ended up winning on some crazy shit at the end.
Yeah.
And then High Point, pretty much up until like 2 minutes left in the game, they were there like neck and neck. And then they started to pull away, and I was like, motherfuck, because it was like plus 2,500 something. I would have won 10 to win like $250.
And Michigan had a scare in the first half.
Yeah.
With it being super close, and then just flexed and woke up in the second half and just dominated.
I can't pronounce his last name right, but Yaxel Lembenberg. It's something German as fuck, but that dude is legit. He's fucking good.
Yeah,
he's really good.
Yeah, it was just fun to watch. St. John's, another fun team to watch, and just watching two great all-time coaches.
Yeah,
in Patino and Self, Bill Self. That was great.
I love what Patino's doing with St. John's. I still think to this day, like him getting vacated all those wins in the national championship when he was at Louisville, all because of he was showing them like the nice life of what it's like to be an athlete, a star athlete there. It's like they were just showing them around. Like they were having players and students show them around, but like they were doing a little bit more, showing them the nightlife, the ladies and stuff like that. Not the most professional thing to do, I guess we'll say.
Right.
But I still didn't think that resulted in just vacating years of wins and a national championship, because if you don't vacate those wins, he's like he's like top 3 in wins all time as a college basketball coach.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just don't think that was a good reason.
I don't think so either.
It was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
But shit.
But you know what? Once it's over and the win is a win, it's no different than Michigan winning the national championship in football, and then with the whole, what do we call that? Spygate or Signgate or whatever.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff.
Like, come on, man. It's still, they won.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying to win.
Yeah, for sure. But it was just exciting, and I just wish the NBA would take note of this. I really, really want to know, though.
Who that player was?
No. I really, really want to know how the WNBA, after them getting their contract next week or last week, how they really feel about, a fan like me who's still saying, you know what? what are you doing to make the product better? That's my thing. What are you doing to make the product better?
How many teams do they have in that league?
Well, they're adding 2.
I was going to say that they add. I mean, that's the best way, is to add more teams.
Well, here's the problem, though, is that their draft is mid-April.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, maybe a week after that, their training camp opens.
Yeah.
And like within 2 weeks of that, their regular season starts.
It's too fast.
It's so fast, and I understand because of the other sports and stuff that they need to do, but then what? Then you need to change some rules, or you need to do something for the off season, something, because the product needs to get better on the court. I'm sorry, I'm a season ticket holder. I enjoy going to the games. I enjoy the people. The product needs to get better. Yeah. Don't tell me that, pay us what you owe us, when what are you doing to make the product better on the court? What are you doing to make, you need more reps. I'm sorry. You need more reps at just the basic fundamentals of a layup, because apparently it's an issue when you're missing layups that are uncontested.
Well, it's probably because the whole fucking leading the couple weeks of practice that they have, they're just like, how do we foul Caitlin Clark as hard as we can?
Well, I will say this, though, that perception, it's not wrong, but it's not the full story. No, here's where the rest of the story is. The rest of the story is that the officials suck for everybody. They literally just are that bad. It's not that Caitlin Clark isn't getting any calls. It's like nobody's getting calls. It's a mess out there. The worst officials of any sport, now keep repeating that until it changes, the worst officials of any professional sport that we have are the WNBA officials. They are just terrible.
I think part of the issue with like why people are upset about Caitlin Clark was it wasn't just the fact that she was getting fouled. It was like the type of fouls. Like there's a little bit more, like some of them, there's a little bit more animosity behind it in the context.
I will give you that.
Like it's a lot harder than your average foul. And when you're asked about it and you kind of just like dance around the question and like you give like kind of like
and you giggle and you smile
and you snarky remarks and stuff, like what do you expect people to take from that then? Then it only seems intentional. And then if it is intentional, why are you actively trying to injure the only person that's really kind of elevated the league? Like I'm willing to say that she's the reason they're getting this more money.
Yes.
Because before her,
right there and right behind her, Paige Becker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And I just wonder who in the current crop of women, is there another one who's going to come out of this year's crop that can elevate the game as well?
Yeah.
And it is nice that you have that some people that don't pay attention, like me, I don't pay attention to regular season, women's college basketball for the most part, and only did Caitlin Clark and only during the time and haven't since. But especially for the tournament, I will kind of check it out. Not necessarily first or second round, but when you get to the semifinals and finals,
get to the cream
if it's on, I'm probably watching it. Versus,
and I mean they've had like, don't get me wrong, like there's some good players like Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier. Like they can score, but I think it's just the play style that Caitlin Clark has that a lot of people like. She's very like she can really kind of do it all. Whereas Asia Wilson, she's very like inside game, like that's her bread and butter.
Absolutely.
Nafisa is more of like an outside scorer. Yeah, like Angel Reese she gets double doubles, but she gets her own fucking rebounds all the time. We can go over that. But I just feel like it's just because she is like the closest thing to an NBA style play style as it gets, and I think that's why more people tuned in is because it's more familiar to them. That's just my perception as somebody like I pay attention, but I'm not following it 24/7.
She was a female Larry Bird.
Yeah.
That's it. That's her game.
Yeah, coming from Iowa too. Yeah. That's pretty. Yeah.
It's very close. Very close.
What's up, Leo?
Oh, just saying Larry Bird.
Oh, Larry Bird. Oh, Larry B. Yeah, I like her. It's still not enough for me to tune in on a regular basis, though. To get my attention, and it's different for me. It's going to take a lot more. I need more teams. Having like 10, 12 teams in a league, I don't know. It just doesn't feel as competitive, I guess.
I think there was 12, and now there's going to be 14.
14? Okay. Yeah, I mean, once we start getting
because 8 teams, it was like hard not to make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like you have shitty ass teams making the playoffs, and like you said, you're in the playoffs. You're intentionally not tuning into the first round of the playoffs. They're not doing that in the NBA. NBA, everybody's tuned in the fucking first round. They're tuned in from start to finish.
Yeah, for sure. All right, other news that we need to share and talk a little bit about today. The president talking about a couple of things. One, the Democratic Party, and then 2, Robert Mueller. So we'll get to that too. But I did see this and was like, are you kidding me? The leader of the Democrat Party in the House, Jeffries, had something to say about Donald Trump calling the Democrats the greatest enemy of the country, really, right after Iran. And it just is crazy to me how they can say anything. They have no moral authority to say anything about what Donald Trump says about them or what we say about them. You call us Nazis, Gestapo, you call him a king. You just nonstop pedophile every single day. Pedophile is the new Nazi right now, the thing that they're repeating online in mass. And where's your evidence? Where's your evidence? And just the bombardment of that. But then you're going to have an issue that the president fires back at you and says, now with the death of Iran, the greatest enemy America has is the radical left, highly incompetent Democratic Party. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And you want to get butthurt over that statement?
They get,
you know,
they get butthurt over everything.
Everything, every day.
Anything
every
can trigger
day.
them. The word Lake and Riley will trigger an entire group of them.
Yes. Look, my hat triggers them over everything.
4 letters.
So here's the thing. So like TikTok is not helping me at all right now. TikTok does not like me right now.
Not surprised.
Yeah, and I've done these 2 videos where I don't really say anything, but I'm wearing a MAGA hat. The one hat I'm wearing is God, Trump, and guns. And then the other one is just my MAGA hat, M-A-G-A, not Make America Great Again, just M-A-G-A, my MAGA hat. And I'm up over 3,000 views now on both of those videos. And it's been 2 of my more, like I've had videos that have gotten 10,000, 20,000, 60,000, even 100,000 views before. And normally these should have taken off like that but it's so funny because people keep commenting a few times a day or 5 it keeps it going. It keeps it in there. And so it's building slowly, which is so funny because it really should be at 30,000 views right now.
Yeah.
But I laugh at the 3,000 because how slow it's been. It's been over a week, but it just keeps going because they can't help themselves.
Yeah.
They can't help themselves and comment and repeat the same memes. You know, repeating the same Grindr comments. I've never heard of a group of people talking about Grindr as much as far left liberal lunatics. Like, really? Like,
they're the most familiar.
I don't think Grindr doesn't even come into my mind at all and hasn't until they put it on my social media and started making references. And apparently, that's what's so funny. I'm really surprised at the grown-ass adults that are still bothered by tattoos, that they're still bothered by some piercings,
the fuck?
That are bothered by grown-ass men even, like making comments about my pink shirts. I've worn pink shirts. I used to wear a light pink polo dress shirt with a blue suit. It looked fantastic. I've always gotten compliments from women wearing pink shirts. And then at the same time they're doing that, I'm watching these the NCAA March Madness, and some of these teams, half of the teams are wearing the brightest, darkest pink shoes you've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
All pink and white, and predominantly 80% pink.
Yeah.
Can you imagine one of these little wussies saying something to a big black dude
like
about pink?
Him? Yeah.
Talk shit to like you're such a fucking pussy.
The fairies.
It's so funny. Like pink bothers you. The only thing that anybody said about me that kind of was okay, that's what you should focus on, that's right, is because my nipples. You could really see my nipples in that shirt.
But like the thing is, that's pretty common. I mean, it does happen, but that's like you're not the only person I've seen that that happens to. Like it just happens.
That your nipple show?
Yeah, like I've seen other people.
Yeah, but it's okay. That's worth. But it's still legit. That's worth picking. At least you're not making up something.
Yeah, true.
You're not making something up about me. You're using something real that's true. Yes, my nipples are, and actually, I didn't really think about my nipples. Like, and now I'm thinking, my nipples are like that all the time. And I finally dawned on me why is I think I mentioned last week. I used to have my nipples pierced for a while.
Yeah.
And I had one piercing that was like was a hoop, and I should have never done the hoop first because that kind of messed up. So then I went to a bar, and I left the bars. I didn't go back to the hoop, but it just built up some scar tissue in there.
Yeah.
So my nipple always looks hard, and that and me just playing with it like I am now. I'm just pulling on it. Well,
so we can start an OnlyFans for that. So there's an OnlyFans for that. We can find some takers.
If it'll get me paid.
Oh, it will, Troy. We can get you paid on OnlyFans. That is not an issue. That is not an issue at all. But for me,
I'm in.
The one thing I always think of, like when people comment about that, especially like if you're a man and you're constantly worrying about what's on another man's body or like certain parts of his body, what's that? I mean, what's I got to say about you? You're a little bit too concerned about other men's bodies. Like maybe we should dial it back a little bit. Unless that's how you swing, then hey, it's 2026. We're okay with that now. Just don't be a fucking dickhead about it.
What's so funny is that it's liberals using the word gay as a slur when so many people have to apologize for things they say now. I think Cam Castibo Skedabu said something, and he just apologized for something that he said. And I was like, really, dude? You really have to apologize for that? He's
in New York, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So.
What was it? Did you see that? What is Cam Skedabu? What did he apologize for?
Was it about him talking about like his recovery during that?
Yeah, he was doing an interview and he said something.
Oh.
And it was, on CTE and asthma.
Oh.
He kind of made light of it.
Well, he knows he's going to have it. That dude literally puts his helmet on and bangs it into brick walls.
Yeah.
If anybody should have a pass, it's him. Like, what the fuck?
But that's what I'm saying. If he would have said, but it was no different if he just said something about gays. He'd have to apologize for that. But yet liberals can do it. It's literally on my page. When he goes back to my page, we'll pull it up and we'll show you. Let's go to the one where the hat. No, down. It's right there. So this is the video. So I'm not saying anything. And I think this was the music that's with it. I just let TikTok pick it because it was like whatever was the latest trending music and just put that with it. And then you could see what I talk about. Digging that gym vibe. What are you training today? Back and buys for me. I talked nothing about Trump, nothing about politics or anything. And then you look at the comments. There you go. It's either Grindr or Trump. There's a couple at the top already for Grindr. You worship a pedo. And I've responded to a good majority of them, too, because then that keeps it going, too. Or I got a little dick. Yep, I got a little dick.
Forgot your
Or there's one, I'm a retard, because they put a picture up of a retard. I mean, are they... I thought they were against the use of retard.
Shane Gillis brought it back, and now they feel okay with it.
Yeah, but...
It was for us.
It was for us. Yeah. It's not for
you.
It's really not for them, right?
You're the one that's against it, supposedly. Nah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, just how many there are. It's just on and on. And I have a few, they're predominantly negative comments.
but there's a few
there's a few positive in there, but it's okay. I did this on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it because I wanted them to react so my page would get more attention.
Yeah, the engagement.
And I have picked up a few more followers, but not like sometimes when I had my other accounts, I would go through periods where, I was racking up 10, 15, 20 and add, 500 to 1,000 followers in a day. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I haven't had that happen with this account yet.
Yeah,
it's still struggling.
They probably got you shadow banned.
Oh yeah, but even with that, because these people won't stop,
they keep
with
it
their
alive.
negative bullshit. It still has gotten me over 3,000 of both of them. And actually, they're very close. Check out the other one. Let's go to the one with my nipples in the pink shirt. Yeah, that one. I do have to say. It is a Lululemon shirt. Probably good I didn't say that, if I had told him it was a Lululemon shirt.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. The second comment is pretty funny.
I am a jacked old man. Which one?
The second comment says you're more impressed than I am. I'm sorry, that is kind of funny. That's a good one.
And yeah, it's true. I am impressed. I'm a jacked old dude. Yeah. Like, you can't insult me with that. And more of the grinder.
Yeah, that is
more of the grinder.
So that's
some person came back with said they must have liked more than one of my videos, or they always do MAGA looking like they're fucked up, like rednecks with no teeth and stuff. It's like, can you not see my picture? I'm a jacked old man.
I'm sorry. Did that person that comment up say that they found your shirt because you fucked their daughter?
What?
Is that what that just said?
I didn't see.
Hey, you found my daughter's shirt.
Oh,
Thank you. Can you send it back if we pay for shipping? That's not the own that you might think it is. That tells me that
that's funny.
You're assuming that he's plowing your daughter. I mean, maybe it's just from the era I'm from and like how I grew up, but that's what I get out of it. What the fuck?
Also, and it's funny that some men are insecure about my shirt. Like I'm wearing a medium, and I'm not. I wear a large even today, and if I wore an extra large shirt, the body on an extra large shirt, unless it's made specifically with an athletic cut, is like this big. Mm-hmm. It's made for a guy with a 38-inch waist. Yeah. My waist is 33. It's just, so I'm not gonna, I want my shirts to fit good through the body, and I don't mind that they're a little tight on the arms, but I'm not gonna wear an oversized shirt so that some other men can feel secure about their little tiny arms. If you have little arms, that's on you, bud. That's fuck off.
Gym.
I really don't.
Want it that bad?
I really don't care. Yeah, I
mean,
shit. I mean, I do wear shirts that fit. I don't want it tight here, but I also don't want it giant. That's not my style. I know that's a style now. Very much a style.
The oversized. Yeah.
Oh, and the girls even more so. It's insanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're literally wearing pants that are 4 sizes too big for them.
Yeah.
And then on top of it have giant legs.
Yeah.
And they're little skinny bitches, like little skinny bitches.
Yeah.
Inside they're like,
Fashion's a weird thing.
And I work out to look good and show it off. I got great arms. I'm not apologizing for that.
Fuck no. Why would you?
No. Not at all.
But it's interesting you brought up that story about Trump, because actually what I just showed a buddy of mine yesterday was The Inconvenient Truth of the Democratic Party by Professor Caroline Swain.
Uh-huh.
And because we were talking, we actually got into we were talking for like a couple hours because we were running errands and stuff. But there were some things that he knew and some that he didn't. And even then he was just like, this is crazy. He's like, he had the same idea as us. Like, how could you ever argue with a woman who spent a lifetime studying this and being at the top of her field in this and say that she's wrong? And we both came to the conclusion that no matter what, there will still be people that are going to call her an Uncle Tom, no matter what. No matter what. And that, I guess it's like a good thing and a bad thing, because it's just the bleak reality of how politics is and how people think. But at the same time, it's nice to know that the way they think is the minority way of thinking, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Like, it's not the popular way. It might be popular online, but when you go out in the real world, people are not talking like this, and it can be very...
And more people in the black community are like Alante McCulley, who we had on the show, who have found this information and realized they've been lied to and are now out at the forefront saying it instead of a white person saying it. Because as much as I hate to say it, it does matter who says it.
Yeah, it does.
Because it's so much harder for them to criticize. Now, they will criticize them. But then the other thing that's done, since I have Alante on, that's a friend on my Facebook now, and that we've interviewed him and talked, I have, Facebook has given me other conservative black men that popped up that are really, really good. I mean, they're actually really good and make really good cases.
Yeah. And I just don't like how it tries to sway you a certain way. Like, obviously it works in your favor, but there's been times where like it'll try to sway.
I totally agree.
And I just don't like it.
That's what it does. It gives people more of what they already believe. Yeah. It reinforces their bad beliefs.
Psychosis is what I'll fucking refer to.
100%.
But I just think it's so easy to sometimes get caught up in like the internet reality compared to real world reality, because it's a lot. There's a fuck ton of people online saying a lot of things, and it's easy to forget that, you know, this is just the internet. The second they step out that door, none of that, they're probably not saying any of that shit at all. So like I often find myself having to be like, all right, this is just social media, this is internet, this is not what the fuck is really going on. We just put my phone down and go outside or something like that. Yeah. So I like how I like the discussion we had, because it just helped me remind myself that I'm not crazy. I don't have a weird way of thinking. I'm a normal everyday person. Right. These people are fucking weirdos.
Yeah, very much so. Very, very weird. And talk about trying to flip history. Yeah. And make people believe it. Now, it's almost very similar to it never was okay until the last 2-3 years now, that it's actually acceptable to say you believe the earth is flat.
I don't see how it would be acceptable though. Like
people are doing it and seeming like believe it like never before. I don't think they're all joking.
They're fucking retarded. I will go out and say that they are fucking retarded, because especially if you live in a fucking place that experienced 4 different seasons. There's one reason why seasons happen, and that's because the tilt of the Earth's axis. Mm-hmm. If it was fucking flat like that, do you really think it would be the same? No. What about time zones? Why is the sun shining here and not over there? It should be shining on everything all at once if it's a flat Earth. Like,
I don't know.
That shit fucking just dumb. Infuriates me. And what they like to do is they like to cite is the Freemasons and how they have had control over our school textbooks for years and all this shit, which there's merit to it, but that's not a scapegoat for you to be like, yeah, fucking Earth's flat.
Okay, so let me make a disclosure here. I actually joined the Masons when I was either late 20s or early 30s. And a friend of mine joined. We both started in the financial business together. That's how we became friends. We're still friends today. Now, he went on to move up in the thing and become head of the chapter and everything. Yeah. I was probably in it for a year or 2 years. I went through the initial thing that they did, you know, the ceremony and everything that you do. But what I didn't like is that it was presented as, you know, this organization and men supporting men and supporting other Masons, and, you know, maybe business-wise it was a good thing. And we had a black attorney that applied to get in, and somebody blackballed him. I don't know, because it was crazy. And based on the merits, he should have been in. Mm-hmm. So it was totally racist to me to not allow him in, and I didn't want to be a part of that. And that's when I left. Yeah. But I will say this, and this is some time ago, and I don't think it's gotten better, that I think that organization maybe had some kind of power and influence 100 years ago. Mm-hmm. But today, and seeing the people that were in it, and what now, maybe you have to be super high up or something. That's a difference. I don't know. But I wasn't impressed with the influence or how, you know, of it being a brotherhood or anything like that. I just wasn't. But I know people talk about that. Candace has been talking about it. Yeah. So, and I'm not saying none of that's true, but I don't see it as a powerful organization today. Mm-hmm. I could be totally wrong, but that's my experience with at least having some experience of being in it. Yeah. Yeah. Mine isn't just a random opinion. Yeah. I do have a little bit of an, worthwhile something to say about it because I did it, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, who knows with these fucking secret societies, what they have lurking in the shadows, but I kind of see it like, if that is the case, if they are still heavy in the game, they do still have a ton of influence. It's like the same. I see it as the same thing as how they say the Illuminati works. There's levels to it, but you don't know about the next level until they make you aware of oh wow, there's a next level to this shit. No one knows about it, and when you get there, you're obviously not telling anybody. You're not making it known that you're in this level. But that's how if it was still around, that's how I see it. Is You're in that chapter, and then they're like, wow, we really like Troy. We think he could really benefit our cause. And then they come to you individually, and they're like, hey, join us. Maybe. It's so much better, but you can't say shit. You know how all that goes down. So that's how I see it. If that is they're still a heavy player.
Yeah. And I don't know the stories of anybody that's been higher up that's then come out and talked about it. I haven't gotten into it in that way, and that may have happened too. I just know that it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And they do have, I do know that they do have groups specifically for that. They're like black Freemason groups.
Yeah.
Where they're just all black. And I'm just, you know, like I said, I just come from an era where that's just not, that's not cool.
Yeah.
It's just not cool. And the whole thing about believing the earth is flat, I think it goes back to, nobody questioned for the first half of my life, pretty much. So 30 years. So nobody questioned us going to the moon. And now that's even more so than a flat earth. There's probably the greatest percentage since it happened of people that believe. I bet, what is the, look that up, Leo. What's the percentage of people that believe that we didn't go to the moon? I'm going with it's above 20% now.
Above 20?
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
I'll say above 20. I really don't even know where to.
Yeah.
I'm throwing a dart.
Do you believe we went to the moon?
Yes, I believe we went to the moon. I think it'd be very hard to stage back then the way that they staged it, if they did stage it.
Right.
Like I don't.
And because you look at the movies that we were watching.
Yeah.
It was like so terrible.
I watched Godzilla movies. I saw it. It says reach up. 5
to 10%. That's it.
But it said it can reach up to 20% depending on the study.
Okay, because that seems so low. Because I hear about it so much more now.
57% Russia. It's because they fucking lost. Losers. Half the country is in denial still.
That's funny.
Holy shit.
That's good, man.
See, the losers.
My whole point in that is, I don't believe the number of people it would take to pull that off and for them all to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Is just somebody would say.
Yeah.
There's no way that many people agree to keep a secret and actually keep it.
I think on the
not possible.
The last show I kind of brought that up, how even if from start to finish, like a lot of people agree, like you said, somewhere down the line, somebody's going to get a hold of that information with morals, and they're going to go somewhere with it. Family, journalists, news outlets, in an anonymous way, like they're gonna say something. They're not just going to hoard it back. It may not be immediately. They might wait a little bit, but they're going to say something. And right. I don't know. Everything I've seen with the moon landing, I've never seen anybody like with real credible evidence in terms of somebody that I would trust. I've seen people talk about it and make good points, but then when I do a little background research on them or I look at their account, they're either a fucking just absolute nut, like borderline schizophrenia, or they do it because it gets them views.
Right. And
that's the hard thing. And trying to decipher through that sometimes is a mind fuck, because you have to spend a decent amount of time. And I don't know.
For sure.
I just think if there's more merit to it, there'd be a lot more people that thought that it was fake.
Now, here's one of the things that I really wish Trump wouldn't do, or I wish he would do it differently. I don't give him a straight pass like other people do when he does this, but I do understand it, and I understand why he does it, and I'm not gonna hold it against him in a way that I'm going to turn against him or turn against MAGA or the movement. I'm MAGA, whether Trump says I am or not, and I'm MAGA before Trump, and I'll be MAGA when Trump is gone. So that doesn't affect me at all. And I've been a strong Trump supporter since the very, very beginning. You know, not unlike these people who were all for Trump, and most of them liberals, okay, that were for Trump and liked him as a person and liked to be around him, liked to get pictures taken with him, celebrating with him. until he ran for president, and then all of a sudden, he was bad. Thinking of Jesse Jackson, who just recently passed. There's too many videos out there of Jesse Jackson saying good things about Donald Trump and things that Trump actually did, and then having, that totally change solely because of politics, which is really a shame because Trump stuck up for him when Democrats weren't sticking up for Jesse Jackson, when they just wanted him to shut up and go away. And, he didn't get his due within the Democratic Party. That wasn't Republicans. That wasn't, us. It was Democrats. And it certainly wasn't Trump. Trump did things. Trump was, I don't know why it's so hard for people to remember. Trump was basically a Democrat. And if he wasn't a Democrat, then he was just, he is a pragmatist, that he just did what you have to do when it comes to business. If a Democrat's in power, you have to find out a way to make deals with Democrats. If a Republican's in power, you got to find a way to agree and, make business as a Republican. You're in the city of New York, a predominantly liberal city, and has been for decades and decades. So it's not like Trump was always some staunch conservative. He wasn't. And he might have not been over the top Democrat. He's always said the things that he said. You go back 10, 20, 30 years, he said the same things over and over again about China or Iran or whatever. Pick the subject. The dude is consistent as fuck, right? But I don't like it when somebody passes, and because I didn't like what they did to Charlie. Robert Mueller, former head of the FBI, dies, and Trump writes, "I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people," which is true. Robert Mueller hurt a lot of innocent people with his investigation into Trump and to come up with nothing. He caused a lot of people that weren't Donald Trump to lose, they might have been, had $5 or $6 million. They weren't super wealthy, but they had worked all their lives. They built up their retirement, and now they're pretty much bankrupted by a legal system, and then nothing happens. Like they aren't convicted.
Yeah.
And those people lose that. I totally get that. And when you factor in the fact that, they went into Trump's house and I don't know why they thought that Trump would hide documents or classified documents in Melania's underwear. But come on, man.
Yeah.
That's kind of a little too far. And the other thing that people don't remember about that, and I have to educate people all the time on this, and I didn't make the rules. I'm just telling you what the rules are. I think they're almost ridiculous too. But the rules are that a president, not a vice president, not a secretary of state, but a president can declassify any document or anything he wants at any time. He doesn't have to get additional approval from anyone. Although he could ask for advice. He could ask this department that has that document, hey, what do you think if we did classify? He could ask if he wanted to, but he doesn't have to. That's not what the law says. He can literally declassify anything he wants at any time. And guess what? Not tell anybody.
Yeah.
He could declassify it, not tell you he declassified it. So how you can ever say that Trump had classified documents, because he could just say, no, I declassified those.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it. That is just what the law is. It's just that simple. That's why it was a bigger deal when Biden had those classified documents hidden in his fucking Corvette.
Yeah.
And the person who was investigating that found that he did do that.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that didn't happen was a prosecution, because he said we probably won't be able to get a conviction because the guy's going to be able to say he's old and senile.
Yeah.
And we're not going to get a conviction because of that.
Yeah.
That's it. They didn't say that Biden didn't do it. Same with Hillary. They didn't say Hillary didn't do it. They just said there's just not enough to get a conviction now, or a prosecutor wouldn't. That's what, the that FBI director said, and that's just what it is. Didn't say they didn't do it, but on Trump's side of it, nobody wants to realize that he could do exactly what he did. And so you have that happen. You have them go after every business he has, that he was debanked, and he's winning those cases, going after those banks where he was debanked. And the banks basically said, yeah, Jamie Dimon has basically said, yeah, we did it. We shouldn't have done it, but we did. And we were bowing to political pressure. And if Trump wouldn't have gotten back in office, they'd have gotten away with it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They'd have just gotten away with it.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he is in office, and yeah, we're wrong. We couldn't do that. But you debanked him and fucked his businesses. Then you shoot him. And you applaud the assassination attempt. And not only that, you make fun of the assassination attempt and want people to believe it was a setup. Now, I'm not saying there weren't some shady shit going on there, or that, who worked with this kid, or we don't know. We're not giving, and I hate that we don't know, honestly, that we don't know that stuff. But it's still, but the idea that Trump set it up, that Trump faked it, that's the dumbest shit in the fucking world. Because nobody is that good of a shot to miss you that way, to miss you on purpose and clip your ear. Nobody's that good. If I was going to plan my own assassination attempt, I would not have the motherfucker do that.
No, absolutely
You'd
not.
actually be better off, or have a better chance, but I wouldn't want to take the chance either. You'd actually have a better chance of wearing a vest and having them hit the vest.
Yeah.
Because it's just a bigger target.
Yeah.
And maybe you could do that, but yeah, it's not something you would plan. It just makes zero fucking sense. But not just that attempt, there are other attempts. They didn't get as close as they did with this one, but when somebody's waiting for you on a golf course for 14 hours, that's a fucking big deal.
Yeah, the intentions were the same.
And literally, you got a conviction. You got your 34 felony convictions basically on a line, that somebody else was supposed to put in certain bookkeeping that didn't. And you're using that to get these, to be prosecuting him in a way that nobody's ever been prosecuted like that ever before for those things. And big deal. He banged, and then they said actor. It's actress. He wasn't fucking an actor. He fucked an actress, a porn actress. But again, whether he admits it or not, I don't care if he admitted it or not.
Yeah,
it's like, who cares?
I don't care.
I don't care. I don't care. Y'all didn't care when JFK was banging Hollywood stars. It's not a thing.
No,
like, who cares?
They didn't care when Biden was sniffing on little girls on national television either.
Yeah. Or people rubbing his legs and the hair on his legs,
yeah,
and that weird shit.
Yeah.
That's just creepy shit, man.
Absolutely, it's creepy. And the little girl I remember the little girl, like, nobody, like, people pointed it out, but, like, nobody really, like, made an uproar about it until the little girl was like, yeah, this is kind of fucking weird. Like, I didn't like that. And the fact that she had to say something in order for them to be like, oh, yeah, this is weird. Like, it just shows that they were kind of just hoping that it just fucking went under the carpet to never be seen again.
So I get why Trump said this. I wish he wouldn't. I wish he would phrase it differently. I wish he would say, as a person, I totally disliked Robert Mueller and what he did to me and my family. But, I'm not going to celebrate someone's death. And I don't really have anything else to say upon it. I really don't have anything good to say, so I'd rather not comment at all.
Yeah.
That would be an appropriate response.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think this is
still convey it. This, it's like, dude, you just don't. Now, again, for us conservatives, it's not going to matter but it's still, I wish he wouldn't.
Well, this is the double-edged sword of Donald Trump right here, unfortunately.
It is.
This is the bad that you're going to take with some of the good.
It is.
But
he has reason to.
I was going to say, if this is the worst thing that he's going to do, then, I mean, I'm not happy about it, but I certainly would take it over a lot of other stuff. I'd certainly take it over, like, not having cocaine in the White House. You know, that's nice. And not having, you know, my drug addict son, act as a liaison for fucking China and then funnel money through all these shell companies.
Right. Yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah. I just wish he wouldn't have done it, but I get that why he does it. And, you know, I'm not going to defend it and that it was a smart thing to do. I'm just going to say that I understand why he did it and leave it at that. I understand why he did it. And
he's pissed off.
Okay.
I mean,
he should be.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
You're good.
He should be pissed off.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed off to be treated that way over and over again. Every attack in the world that they've thrown at this guy. And that's why it gets back to the Epstein stuff. Okay, I'm not distracted. I still want the Epstein files. I've always wanted the Epstein files. And if you ask any conservative, we have wanted to stop the trafficking of children, and it's been a priority for years. Years it's been a priority. And that was at the border. So don't tell me you care about Epstein and trafficked young girls that Epstein had when you allowed the cartels to bring over thousands and thousands of children and profit billions of dollars in the trafficking of those children. You didn't care. You did nothing to stop it. And closing the border put a hell of a dent in that shit, but you didn't care to do that. So you can't be pro open border and pro these cartels bringing children over to be trafficked and then have some moral authority when it comes to Epstein. You don't. You don't have any moral authority for that. I mean, Epstein was a piece of shit. We can all agree on that. And if they had evidence on Trump when they would have used everything else possible, that's the one thing that they have evidence on and don't use? Bullshit.
Yeah, I call bullshit.
They would have pulled that card so fast.
He wouldn't have been able to have a campaign.
Nope. They did everything to stop him even being able to campaign before the campaign happened. And then once he was campaigning, everything to stop the campaign. And then immediately when he's president, to stop him as president. You're literally against every single move this motherfucker makes every single fucking day.
And if you really have that fucking card, that just the be all end all, what politician?
Play it.
What politician is not going to fucking do that so they win? None of them. If I were, just theoretically, if I was a liberal and I wanted Joe Biden to get in and I emailed Joe Biden's campaign manager, hey, I have this evidence on Donald Trump. This is going to end everything. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, we'll look at it and blah, blah, blah. No, they're going to be like, thank you so much. And then fucking probably an hour later, it's going to hit the news and then everyone's going to be talking about it. And he effectively would have been finished because of he rightfully so, he should have been finished, but that's not the case though. They would have used it 4 years leading up to that campaign. They would have used it before, during, and even when he got elected.
Well, remember, you're absolutely right, because remember they had that some radio DJ like called or left messages or something for or like recorded with Adam Schiff saying that he had evidence on Trump and like I think it was related to the Russian collusion stuff and Adam Schiff was all about getting it.
Yeah.
He was all about getting it. Then it was a joke on him and made him look stupid. There was nothing. So, if there was something, you're 100% right. They'd have been all over it.
It's a psyop. Essentially, that's how you define it, is a psyop. If there's nothing there, but you want to sway the popular opinion, and it's not true, that's a psyop. Most basic definition.
And they did that. They did that with Russia, with the Russian collusion, with strippers pissing on him on a bed or something. Yeah, the guy who really would prefer not to shake your hand,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's his secret thing.
Yeah. It's
Come
just
on,
it's
man.
nothing but lunacy. I've said it millions of times, and I've now just dubbed it as TOS, just Trump opposition syndrome.
Yeah.
That's basically how I just define it nowadays. And I call things I'm open minded as too. Like I'm not all on Trump. Like it's not like everything he does I just fucking think it just turns to gold. Like I criticize him too. But when I look at it and I decipher the difference between fact and bullshit, more often than not, what Trump is doing, saying, and like what people that support him, like they are rooted in fact, but it's more emotion more emotion. That's all it is. And that's honestly the tactic that the Democratic Party has levied their entire existence is operate on emotion.
Yes. That's just what they do.
Yeah.
It's because
That's
they
all
operate on feelings.
That's that's the only thing they know how to do anymore.
Yeah. So one thing that is bothering me is related to the Iran war that we're in. And the thing that's bothering me is our intel. How good is or isn't U.S. intelligence? And I'm bringing that up because over the weekend, supposedly this is true, that Iran fired a couple missiles that didn't hit their target, but those targets were like 4,000 miles away, and nobody knew that they had a missile that could go that far. We thought that their capability was around 2,000 miles. So how did we not know about this? For one, that's just like, and why didn't we know about this? And what else don't we know? What doesn't our intelligence know? And them having that capability, well, it kind of emboldens the idea that we're doing the right thing, and because they were pursuing things that they never admitted to or said they were doing. And if you can put a nuclear warhead, that's what it is. You got to have something that can carry the nuclear bomb, or however they put it together. You got to have something that can carry that, and the further distance it can carry that, obviously, the more dangerous you are, or dangerous you are to our country. Now, it doesn't put the United States necessarily in their scope, but it puts other U.S. targets within their reach around, Europe and things like that. So I think it's super important. But my concern right now is what doesn't our U.S. intelligence know? Or did they know and just didn't want to reveal it? I don't know. But that's one of the things that we all struggle with, is because we were lied to in the past. And, what I'm also against is I'm against people, already referring to this as a, drug out war when it's been 3.5 weeks. Chill the fuck out.
It's not even a war. Like, I'm sorry, but it has to, like, we have done so much damage to them. Like, for me, a war, it has to be, like, there has to be a legitimate fight, them fighting back. Like, they can't, it's hard to fight back when you're getting fucking bombed 24/7 and they're shooting down everything that you send back. Yeah, that one.
Mostly.
But for the most part, like, it's not, I just don't see it as a war as the same people that other people are trying to say it's a war. I think it's just, they're just using that word because it holds weight. But reality, like, this is not as bad as some of the other shit that we've been in. Like, not even close.
Well, to assume that we're going to let this get out of hand or drag on like we did others, I think that's what Trump doesn't want, and he knows that we don't want. This, to me, is totally different, and I think that he's trying to fight it that way and walk that line, but knowing that you have to really, really take them out. You have to finish them. The only way you bring them or make them give is total and utter destruction, and whatever it takes to do that. And if that hurts some of the Iranian people, so be it. So be it. American lives first. Yeah. American lives first. So I know it's cold and callous. I'm sorry, I don't care about school.
They don't care about their own people.
They don't.
They just literally hung a fucking 19-year-old kid. He was a fucking champion wrestler.
Yes.
And they hung him because he spoke his mind. Like, what more do you need to know about a country than that?
And what do you think they have done to the women's soccer team? Right?
I don't know yet, but it's probably nothing good. I can't imagine they got a warm reception.
I don't think so either.
I'd be hard pressed to think that. But
because even if the ones that initially came back, and then there was another couple that went back too, but the initial, they still participated in, the not wearing the hijab or not participating in the national anthem and stuff. They did participate in that stuff, which they're freaks. They're gonna view that as being a traitor, and they've already said, they very clearly said, parents, don't let your kids do dumb shit because we will kill them. Yeah. I mean, the words came out of their mouth. I'm not making it up.
Yeah, and they didn't. And they just elected a new fucking, it's like Kamane, I forget who the new leader is, but it's like Kamane something. But the whole, like, we were hoping that a couple weeks ago was their best chance at a democracy, like an actual democracy moving forward. But the fact that it just kind of fell into the same old cycle again, it just tells you, like, there's what more could you do to help themselves? Well, the problem is you needed to funnel them weapons. Yeah.
Like how do they fight back without anything?
Yeah.
If that doesn't tell you why we need to protect 2A, then you don't get it. The Second Amendment is to protect us from our own government. That's it. From our own government. Yep. I love my country. I do not trust my government.
They have that on a sign at Shields, actually. When you go, because that's where I get some of my guns and ammo and stuff. And it's like the second floor one that's close to us. I think it's in Chandler. But
it's Chandler. Yeah, I like that one.
When you go up to the second floor, you're getting ready to check out. You're looking at the register on that left-hand side of the wall. There's that big-ass fucking sign. It's American flag, and basically stating that is so we can defend ourselves against our government.
Yeah, and that's why people say, oh, you don't need this kind of weapon or that kind of weapon. Actually, we should be allowed to have almost every type of weapon that our government does.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it, especially on the gun side and automatic weapons and stuff. I'm not saying, we should all have access to certain bombs and shit like that.
Yeah.
But as far as guns and shit go, that's how far I go. Nobody knew about this when, they made it, they had muskets back then. Yeah. What did their military have? Muskets.
Yeah.
So they had the equivalent of it. Okay. That's how it worked. It's the equivalency that matters. Dumbasses. Yeah. Like, they make so stupid arguments sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It really is.
It's dumb. I never understood why somebody wouldn't want to be able to protect themselves or at least put themselves in a disadvantage, like an obvious disadvantage. Like criminals don't follow the law as is. So regardless of what you do about guns, it means nothing to them. They're going to have a gun regardless if they're allowed to or not. So bad guys don't play by the fucking rules. Right. So the whole gun reform thing and saying it's going to lower crime and this and that, that's not true. That's not true. Like at all.
Let's just make a law.
Yeah.
That's always my thing. Tell me what law that could have been in effect that would have stopped XYZ from happening, whatever mass shooting it was, what law would have prevented that?
None, because when somebody wants to do something, when somebody is that psychopathic and they're dead set on doing something, a fucking invisible law is not going to stop them.
And in fact, certain policies enable it to happen because good people who will follow the law are going to abide by the rule or the arena's request that you not bring a gun onto their premise. Yep. So it's a gun-free zone.
And you know that.
And it's great to know if I want to, do damage somewhere that I'm not really going to have any opposition. I don't have to worry about, the guy 2 rows to my right, pulling a gun and shooting me because he's a law-abiding citizen who's not going to bring his gun. So there definitely rules that encourage
they
it.
encourage it 100% because now you know, like you said, you just have an absolute massive target to go after, and they don't care about what securities you have in place. Their end game is to die. They don't want to go to prison. They want to die. And the fact that they either just go out shooting, which I respect a little bit more than killing yourself, but either way, their end game is to die. So whatever happens,
but at the end,
happens.
They either put themselves in a position to be shot and killed, or they do take their life at the end of it, when they're about to be taken.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they only have one end game plan there. So to try and reason with that is just like, it's insane to me. It's the definition of insanity. Trying to do the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
For sure. One last thing, I've been hoping to get to Ohio here very soon to visit my dad, and I really want to do that. What's been holding me up a little bit from booking a flight is this whole mess with the TSA, and I'm going to say this. I support the TSA, people who work for the TSA. I do. And I'm totally against government, Republicans or Democrats, getting paid and their staffs being paid when these, I consider the TSA job almost like a blue collar job, I would say. These are people that it's probably a decent paycheck, 60 to 80,000, somewhere in there, but these are people that are mostly living paycheck to paycheck. And you could say whatever you want. People should manage their money better, yada, yada. But I'm telling you that these people do not have the equivalent of 2 or 3 months paychecks in reserve as an emergency fund, like financial advisors used to tell everybody, okay? As a financial advisor, I could tell you most people at those income levels did not do that.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have it. So they're literally living paycheck by paycheck. And now you've done it to them 2 or 3 times in the past year, where you fuck these people over, where they've missed at least one paycheck. And now they've missing a couple of paychecks. And, I don't know, it shouldn't be on their families to help them. Not everybody's going to have family that can help them. It's just total bullshit that you guys are not doing your job in Washington, and you expect to be paid, and you can't get this resolved, and you're expecting other people to be able to live without a paycheck. That's just totally, totally wrong. Totally wrong. I support the people at the TSA, but on the other hand, I don't want to stand in a 2.5-hour line if that's legit. Now, this had already started when I went to Nashville, and we didn't have any issue. So I have other people out here saying, yeah, it's bad in some places, but it's not as bad as they're making it out to be on the news. So I don't know what the truth is. I mean, they are going to lie and make up and show, use AI video to show shit on X and other platforms. We know that. We already know they're doing that kind of stuff. Yeah. I could make I'm not skilled at fucking shit, and I could make a video showing that.
Yeah.
Right? So I just don't. I just really don't like it, what we're doing for these people, and we should let them know. We should let Congress know. We should let Congress know that that we need to also have some age limits on who can serve. I don't know if you saw this. I had it and I never got to it, but Representative Clyburn, who's the one who took out Bernie Sanders and installed Joe Biden, because it was in South Carolina that Joe Biden made his comeback when it came to the primary that first time in 2020. And he's 85 years old. 85 years old. And here, it's not that I just feel about that, saying that because he's a Democrat. And yes, I know how old Donald Trump is. And yes, I would prefer somebody younger than Donald Trump too. But do I think he has his faculties where Biden didn't? Yes. But I still don't want people in their 80s. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
This is just ridiculous. And to show you that I'm really consistent with that, Chuck Grassley Senator Chuck Grassley. I don't care how good a career he's had or how good of conservative he's been. It's time to fucking go. You guys should not be in your mid-80s and still be in Washington. Yeah. That shouldn't be a thing. And I don't know. It would have to be grassroots. The only way we're going to get we're never going to get them to do it themselves. The last time that was talked about was Newt Gingrich when he was the leader of the House, and he tried to get that done, back in the 90s under Clinton, and they had this plan, and they got like 8 out of 10 things done on the plan, but that was one of the things they didn't get done. They did a lot of good things, but that was one that they didn't get done, and we haven't really seriously talked about it again. Some of us out here in the universe will just talk about it. Wouldn't that be great? But serious conversation in Washington about that. We really need to have that conversation. And I think that should be a non-party issue. If we can't agree on that, we have no hope whatsoever, really. Yeah. That should be a thing for both sides we can agree on, that we don't want these old people to serve for 30 years. I'm sorry.
I hate Mitch McConnell's.
Yeah.
Like having a fucking full episode in front of an entire crowd of media, that was absurd. I mean,
and people going in with less than $100,000 of net worth, and inside of 10 years being worth $5 to $15 million.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And you don't even make $200,000 a year. What?
Must be financially savvy, I guess. Really good investments.
Very, very good.
Another thing I think that we need to agree on is Congress shouldn't fucking leave until they have shit worked out. Like, you shouldn't be able to shut an entire department's livelihood down and then go on vacation for a month. Like, fuck that. No, you're there however long it takes. Late night, everybody's had to work late nights for something. You're not excluded from that. So why the fuck should you be able to just be like, oh, we just can't agree. I guess we'll just come back a month later and see if we can figure it out then.
You know what goes along with that?
What?
The stupid filibuster rules.
Yeah.
The fake filibuster. Oh, we filibuster.
Yep.
Okay, then filibuster.
Yeah.
Really do it.
Like, stand there and talk the entire time.
Yeah. Do that.
Do it. And that's
for real.
Yeah. That's they don't do that anymore. They should just get rid of that completely. Or even you shouldn't be able to hold shit up for fucking 75, 90 days just because 2 or 3 people don't agree with it, and you somehow have to fucking muster up and flip people, and that's when deals start to happen.
Well, and then the other lie is Republicans control everything. They don't have 60 votes in the Senate. Okay, it's that simple. Yes, they have a slight majority in each, but it matters more in the Senate, where more times they're required to have that 60% margin. And that means 60 votes, and they don't have it. They don't have it because usually we have 1 or 2 dumb Republicans, and then you have a couple of Democrats that flip. Sometimes it's only 1, and we know who they are, but it basically still breaks down along party line numbers anyways. 53-47, and that's it. And, if you can get to 55, that would be great. But the chances that we're getting all 53 Republicans to agree just doesn't happen. It just doesn't. There's always at least 1 or 2. It's Murkowski or, somebody else. There's a few of them that'll do that stupid shit. It'll be a Mitch McConnell.
Yeah. It's a fucking snake that's been in there too long.
Yeah, way too long. I'm just so against that. So I just wanted to say I support the people at TSA, and the American people think you should be paid, and you should be paid. Is something that we need to change to make sure that Congress feels the pain that they're going to inflict on other people. Yeah. It's about time they do that. They feel the pain. And that's my thoughts for today. So hit that like, subscribe button, do all those good things. Pass along the content that we're shooting out there, These guys are shooting a bunch of stuff out there. I'm shooting more videos out there. We're gonna flood the socials.
Flood the socials?
We're gonna flood the socials.
Open up the gates
with my fat head. All right, my 2 cents. We need your help though to do it. Appreciate you. Much love. Have a great week. Join us on Wednesday. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa. Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come